Didn't even know like my disease was working on my brains. Didn't tell me I wanted to drink or use. Told me my wife's blah blah blah.
At the time of his first visit to a treatment center, Tim didn't even know he had a disease.
I had no clue what an alcoholic was when I first got shoved into treatment in 1986. I didn't even compare the people in East End.
Tim had a good paying union job with a wife and kids to come home to, but his addiction became his priority. The disease started eating away at his finances, his relationships, and his mental and physical state. Tim says the disease doesn't just affect the alcoholic, but everyone and everything around them.
People from work thought were waiting for a phone call to see if I died. My friends were waiting. Of course, my family was waiting. My little guy, Tyler, was only like 5 or 6. And I came home in the morning after being out all night. And he says, I prayed really hard for you last night. It still didn't get me to quit. Broke my heart.
In his 25 years of abusing alcohol and drugs, Tim couldn't get himself clean more than 14 months. He had visited treatment center after treatment center, but still couldn't manage to stay clean.
So I kind of hit this wall. It's when you quit trying that you die. Well, I kind of got to that point where I didn't want to die. And probably the only thing that kept me alive is my kids, being alive for them, which I'm not sure that was a good idea because I put them through a lot.
Tim's oldest daughter paid for a brain optimization technology as a treatment for him. Tim visited BrainWise technology in Nanaimo to help balance his brain by listening back to the sounds his brain creates through the computer.
It's so crystal clear in my head where that would take me. You know, it's, whoa, why would I want to go there? Where before, I would say, well, I could just have a couple, and know I'm lying to myself. And I could even say things as insane as, this is so wrong, Tim, this is so wrong. But as soon as you get it, it won't matter anymore.
And that change in thinking is what has helped Tim stay clean. He now uses his knowledge and experiences to help others. He's part of the Ladysmith Homeless Committee and tries to help others struggling with addiction where he can. He keeps in close contact with a friend who is currently living on the streets.
Very high up in a very high-paying job, a nice wife, and a beautiful house. And he went from there down to living in hostels in the streets. And he's been through so many treatment centers, and he just can't get it. And I know how that feels. It took me a long time.
Tim says we need to break down the stereotypes of people living on the street and those suffering from addiction.
They're not alcoholics down there. I bet there's 30% or maybe alcoholics, addicts, whatever, in that area. But there's people with mental illness, there's people that just had hard luck, they've lost their families. You know, a whole huge population of people down there that are being judged.
Tim says education is key to getting people the help they need.
I've talked to lots of people, and they're just, they don't know what's wrong. They don't know why they can't quit. They don't believe they can start over. They don't know there's a way out. A lot of them end up dead because of that.
It took a long time for Tim to realize there was a way out of his lifestyle. He says it was difficult to forgive himself.
I learned that I was a pretty good person. And then I learned to like myself. And now I love myself. You know, not every day, but most days I love myself.
In Nanaimo, I'm Rayanne LaPlante.